Boise State at Fresno State. Uh, I don't know how you feel about this game. I'll ask you. I'll ask you. How do you feel after this game?
I mean, it's frustrating.
I know you
I
picked
took
Boise
Boise.
State.
I did take Boise State. I do think like that kick return for a touchdown, pretty impressive. Very
The
tough.
interception in the first quarter when you were driving.
Yep. But also
The interception in the second quarter when you were driving.
yeah, yeah. I just think Boise State they're 4-5 right now. I thought they turned a corner, and yes, Fresno State's might is probably top two team in the Pac-12 right now, or the Pac-12, the Mountain West. That's crazy. I just confused those two, but and obviously you're on the road and you weren't favoring this game, you weren't supposed to win the game, but your Boise State, you believe that you should have won this game. I thought you did. Mad Max he didn't do enough. He played okay. I do think as a whole, you ran the ball well. He ran the ball well, but I don't know. I think
Well,
there's
George
something wrong. And
Alani, I
then
mean, up the injury, I mean, getting another 19 carries. Thought he was
and six
fine.
receptions. Yeah, absolutely. And McAllister, tough blow. It sounds like he went through the transfer portal. That's not good. I do think
Yeah.
there's some real questions about this Boise State roster and the future of the program right now. And
What do you do? Like offense, yeah, obviously you run the ball, right? But who do you throw to if you're not throwing to McAllister?
if you look at their box scores all throughout the season, it's McAllister's one, and then whoever their running back is their second leading receiver, in most of those games. It's gonna be a big adjustment down the stretch for them. What do they have? New Mexico next week.
Get right game. Minus
Should be a
26,
win.
I think is the line.
Yeah. At Utah State, another get right game for your offense.
I,
But
I don't know, man. Utah State's Cooper Lega is putting up some points.
but for your offense can get right. And then
Yeah, that's the
you
hope.
finish with Air Force. So you could be, I don't know, 6-6 this year. And geesh, I know you had a tough out of conference schedule. I get that. But that's very, very
Yeah,
frustrating. In a Mountain West right now that's got some good programs, and Fresno State, Air Force, UNLV. You think you found a coach there in Barry Odom. Wyoming's always a tough out in Laramie. It's got to be frustrating for Boise State.
yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'll say that they played better this game than I thought they were. I thought that the Wyoming game was a product of Wyoming not being able to run the ball on the Boise State team and not being built to throw the ball. And sometimes those games get out of hand. They did play better in this game than I thought that they were going to. They had a chance to win this game. They had a chance to cover this game. Uh, I I do think they're still not. They're a top half team in the Mountain West, but I think there's a gap. I think there's still a gap.
They're lucky they didn't get blown out. They could have gotten blown out. I mean, yeah, Fresno State was up 17, and then Boise State kind of inched their way back. But yeah, in terms of Fresno, let's talk about Fresno State here.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll say Fresno State really could have put it away, but then Mike Keene threw that pick, and then that led to the Boise State touchdown drive to make it 13-10 right around halftime. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Sorry, you were saying something?
I said let's talk about Fresno State for a second, the winners of this game, a real a legit Mountain West Conference contender, right? They're scheduled down the stretch. I guess San Jose State's playing better on the road there. You'd like to win that game. You have no idea if you're gonna though, right? But
It's a close line. You see
yeah,
that line? It's
yeah,
like -1.
kind of caught me off guard. And I
Yeah,
get it, you're on the road, but San Jose State's playing better. We talked about them last week as a
yeah.
team
Well, they've
that's
blown out the blowoutable teams the last couple of weeks.
yes. And sometimes you got to be careful about that, but their losses are good losses at the same time. And then New Mexico and San Diego State, San Diego State is not typical San Diego State we believe is to be the case there with Brady Hoke. But yeah, I think Mikey Keene made some mistakes today or in this game. But overall, like they put up points. Mike Sherrard had a game running the ball,
Yeah, Sherrod is
catching
a
the ball.
dog. Well, he's on that. Yeah, like he's shown up when it's mattered, in especially in like second halves of games. But yeah, he's shown up when it's mattered. So good for Fresno State being able to run the ball, especially like when Wyoming couldn't run the ball. Uh, I guess. Well, who else did Boise State play? Well, even UCF like had trouble like running the ball uh early on in that game. So I don't know, man. I credit Fresno State for this win, man.
Yeah,
Credit Fresno
Jeff
State.
Tedford, they have a real chance to win the Mountain West here. And the Bulldogs, it's nice to see that. And you got to win at Purdue. Like, it's a it's a successful season so far. I mean, the one loss is in Laramie. Whatever. Most of those teams, like you don't understand, you can scratch that game. You've had some tough games recently, but you found ways to win, and you battled quarterback injuries. Even though we like, both quarterbacks there at Fresno State, but yeah, they're putting themselves in a prime position to be right in that upper tier of group of five, like elite tier of group of five teams.